Hi. Welcome to part 2, where we're going to continue talking about connecting with your guides, angels, loved ones, and spirit, and how to do it. Please watch part 1, which is linked below. All right. Okay, in all seriousness. Tell your guides, angels, loved ones, and spirit, I would like to connect with you. I would like to communicate with you. I would like to improve our communication. I would like to establish a harmonious, abundant, prosperous communication situation between us. I would like to work on strategies for communicating with you. You could specify how you would like them to communicate with you. But I think it's also super important to be open to the forms of communication that naturally work. Okay? Like, don't try to swim upstream. Do you get what I mean? Like, if primarily all throughout your life, your main communication with the spirit world has been through dreams, don't ask that now the guides give you all your messages as signs on billboards. Do you get what I mean? Like, work with the form of communication that is most normal and natural for you, and do not compare to others. Just like some of us are best as speakers or we're best as writers, some people are not good at speaking or writing, but they're excellent at drawing or watercolor painting or typing. So we want to find what feels good and natural for us. But you can implant ideas and signs. So I did that at the beginning, and that helped me. And eventually, at some point, I just let go. So at some point, I was like, okay, if I see 3-3, it means this. And and that can be helpful as a place on the journey, right? So you write it down somewhere. Or if you show me the color green next to the letter A, it means, yes, it is in the greatest alignment to move to Alabama. You know what I mean? Or like whatever the case may be. Like if you're trying to make a specific choice, you can prescribe a specific sign. Or I recommend maybe you let them know, maybe base it off of what you've already experienced and just confirm it. So it's like, okay, thinking back on my life, whenever I got those full body chills, that meant grandma was there with me. Is that right? And then you get the full body chills and it's like, okay, henceforth, that's always gonna mean this. But you guys, this is such a complex topic. Okay. So yep, tell them that you would like to communicate and start talking about the communication, just like you would with a person. Did you guys know that I have some degrees in communication? So I'm not sure if you guys do this with people, but I recommend this with your human relationships too. If you start dating someone or a new friend, talk to them about how would you like to communicate and how often would you like to communicate and what are your favorite forms of communication and stuff like that. You do the same with the guides. The main problem, so the guides will listen to anything you say, which is great. And they'll do that lovingly. They already know, of course, everything you're thinking and feeling, but they're there. That's their job and passion. Your guide and you have greater love than anything that you could ever imagine, and you're drawn together like magnets. So they care. And they reach us in the ways we can and at the times that are best, which is always when we're in the shower. No, but it is often. So why is that? They're best able to reach us when our mind is empty. That doesn't mean that you have to meditate, but it does help if you can become empty. Like if you're trying to receive signals in your body, it's helpful if you can cultivate a calm body state. If you're trying to receive messages in the mind, it's helpful that there's periods where your mind is free, where you're not consuming anything. So overall, when connecting with the spirit world, it's helpful to slow down and quiet down and sort of empty yourself from all the distractions. Because I find it's pretty easy to like talk to the spirit world or write to the spirit world, but like when people come to me, well, that's the whole point, isn't it? Like, so I don't know, I'm kind of biased. Because like people come to me to connect with their guides. Do you get what I mean? Like that's what I do. So like everyone that comes to me could be struggling to connect to their guides. Although I know that isn't true, because I know that there are clients, because they tell me afterwards. They're like, oh yeah, Maya, I was getting all these messages from my guides and I just came to you to confirm. Like, so sometimes there's that, but usually it's the person is having difficulty hearing. So they're asking for guidance, but they're having difficulty hearing. So often that can just be fear, you know. But I will say the communication happens best when we are empty, like, and free. And by empty, I just mean there's not a lot of signals from the outside. And we don't have a lot of expectations. And we're just relaxed and at ease. This is making me want to take a shower so bad. I usually get so many ideas in the shower, or like if I'm out walking, or if I'm cooking. You know what I'm gonna do after this? Go back in the hot tub, like that's what I'm gonna do, and it'll be empty and there won't be any screaming, I promise you. I'm sorry, you guys. But I guess this is just how it is. Like, cause like, how do I know that? Cause like, I know that I'm gonna go after this and there's not gonna be anyone there. And there's not gonna be any screaming. How do I know? Because the guides just showed me. They showed it to me, like visually. They're like, this is what you will do. This is how it'll be. Okay. When communicating with the guides, like when you're getting started, it's helpful to back engineer. So think, when I last had a spirit communication, and I'm sure you've had one at some point in your life, how did it come through? Was it visually? I mean, sometimes guides really will show us, like they'll show us the same key phrase, or they'll have people say the same thing to us over and over again. That can be a spirit communication. They do not care. Their job is to get the messages to us. They do not they will do it however is best. So if that is having your brother and your mother and your best friend all tell you the same thing in the same day, because all of those individuals are receptive to being messengers, then that's what they'll do. But you want to think of a time where you felt connected to the spirit world. How did it happen? And cultivate that. There is not a best way, okay? I wrote these notes like in the middle of the night because like I woke from a dream and then the guide said, be sure to say this. Like, so I was like, okay. It's like really messy. Just start somewhere, okay? Just like a baby. Mama, no. Baby communication. What do they say? Like, they're, you know, I don't know what they say. They're always like, they'll just ask for whatever their favorite thing is, right? That's the same thing we do with the spirit worlds. Give me this. your communication will evolve and advance over time. I recommend just start with feelings in your body. Like, if something is good for me, spirit guide, like, if this is correct for me, please help me feel positivity and lovingness toward it. Please give me positive feelings towards the things that are best for me. And if something is going to cause harm to me or another, please give me stressful, negative feelings towards that, or something like that. Or just focus on the positive feelings. Like, if something is truly good and in alignment and right and prosperous for me and all involved, please give me positive feelings. And for everything else, just nothing. That can be one of the most simple ways. And then if you don't get a positive feeling, you don't need to proceed. When it comes to connecting with the loved ones in spirit especially, so that'd be anyone who was with us here in physical life, who's now on the other side. 11. Okay, we're just gonna make this 2 parts today, and then we'll continue on later. Love is the greatest connecting force in the entire universe. Like, in a very real sense, like physics. I'm not exactly sure why or how, but love is a frequency, and it makes a connection across dimensions. So if you want to connect with someone who's passed, the greatest thing to do at first is feel love towards them. Okay? This is really key. I'm gonna do mediumship later today. I don't do it that often at this point, but if you're watching this in the future, hopefully I do. Whenever I make that connection, before the messages start coming through, when I'm like connecting a loved one here in the physical world with their loved one on the other side, the first thing, I get hit with like a wave of love. Usually I cry because it's so potent. And then the messages happen, but the love makes the link. So like I'll feel the love that they have for one another. It's wild. But love is a connecting force. Even if you're trying to get a message, this is a different topic. But I mean, it's still there. Like, it's still like spirit communication, like connecting your spirit to someone else's spirit who's also here in the physical world. Same thing. Love is the connecting force. So if you're trying to connect telepathically, another thing that happens, I guess this is my whole life, like this kind of soul-to-soul communication stuff. Love makes the link. Love makes the link. And intense energy can make the link sometimes, but it's usually love. Spirit world communication can and does happen when you least expect it. Just like falling in love, like or anything wonderful in life, expectations block our experience of positivity and harmony. So everything good always happens when we don't expect it. That's what makes it good. Some wisdom nuggets. Where are we at? 14. Oh my God. What was I saying? Expectations. Listen, if you truly need a communication, it will get to you. The guides will find a way. Your loved ones in spirit will find a way. They always do. And by the way, a communication can happen without you knowing it happened. For example, you ever have a problem and you just go to sleep and then you wake up and you just know what to do. Very, very often, I have so much love for this. A loved one in spirit or guide or someone came to you in your dream and they gave you just the advice you needed and the clarity, a new perspective on your situation. And you don't remember the dream when you wake up, but you have peace and solutions. So you don't need to know that the communication happened for it to happen. You can get a song lyric that answers an inquiry that you've had in your mind. And when you hear the lyric, it shifts your perspective and you see a new way forward. And you yourself don't even realize that it was the song. But you have the new way forward. And that's what matters. What matters is that you're aligned with your path, not how you got there or how you received the message. So, every soul, you are a soul. Back to basics, like every soul has a different agreement for how and when to connect with the spirit world. That's part of what we do when we plan our lives. We plan how we'll connect. Like, if I get off track, come to me in this way. Or guide me to this person or this situation. So every soul has a different agreement on when and how to connect. And I feel like the greatest barrier for so many people is comparison. Like they're comparing like how they connect to how someone else connects or something that they've seen outside of themselves, rather than just living their experience. Like there are people that communicate with the spirit world entirely through tasting. Like they sort of imagine something and like they'll get like a taste, and like if it tastes good, then they do it. You know what I mean? Like, and if they'll get like a nasty taste if it's not good. And like that's it. You know, they don't have any visions, they don't hear anything, they don't get gut instincts, they just taste. And like whatever your thing is, like whatever your gift is, master that. You know what I mean? That taste person could become the best intuitive in the world. First of all, we don't need to do that, right? Like this is really about practicalities, but like they could entirely through taste. So whatever your thing is, do that and do that beautifully. And if you don't know what that is, sometimes someone like me, like someone like a psychic or someone can help you by asking your guides. How will you best prefer to communicate with this charge of yours? Which, yes, it's okay. Oh my gosh. Someone's calling from the physical world. No, thank you, I'm busy. 99% of the time, I don't answer physical world calls. Okay, that's the truth. But I'll answer the call of the spirit world more often. It's okay to get help and get confirmations. You can get them professionally, like from a medium or a psychic or a professional spirit communicator. Starting to get cold. I need to go back in the hot tub. Or you can get confirmations from your favorite person with a strong intuition. Maybe it's a friend, family member, someone you know, and they've just like got it. You know what I mean? Like they always just have intuition, and you'd be like, you know, I feel like I'm getting this, or like I don't really know this thing. Do you have a feeling? That's like a really non-threatening way. Like, I don't know, like, I think stress makes it harder to communicate. And that's always true. That's always true. It's not just true with spirit, it's always true. Like, even with physical world. Now that my phone rang, how much time do we have? 19? Okay, we got like 1 minute. Stress blocks clear communication always. So you don't want to stress out other people, including psychics, mediums, or others, when you're trying to get confirmations from the spirit world. So just ask, do you have a feeling around this? That's usually non-threatening. Like, do you have any feeling about what I should do here? Or like stuff like that, rather than being like, can you please make a connection to my guide and channel them? Like, anyone who just offers to do that, I would be suspicious of. Okay? Because there needs to be some sacredness around that. The end. Like, okay. Yeah, the only other thing I have is just a summary of what I said in video 1, but let me summarize it again. When it comes to connecting with the spirit world, there's many ways. Use whatever works for you. Could be angel numbers, could be signs, could be synchronicities, gut instinct, a feeling, chills, visions, smell, taste, sound, hearing, anything. Have fun. Enjoy the communications. Announce to the spirit world, I would like to communicate with you now. I am open to receive. There's 3 main types of beings we can connect with. Our loved ones in spirit who are here with us in the physical world and are now enjoying prosperity on the other side. And they don't have total awakened consciousness. They have personality. A lot of what they're going to give us is opinion on our lives, but it's a wiser opinion than what they had in the physical world, because they can now see more of our journey. Like, they can see like what's coming, who's coming into the family, and what's going to happen. But they're still not at the level of consciousness of our spirit guide. Your spirit guides, no, we're not going to get into that right now. I recommend focusing on the primary guide, which is a guide that is fully devoted to you and your journey and is fully aware of not only what is happening in this physical life, but what has happened before, what will happen in the future, and why. So for greater wisdom, I recommend directing the communication with the guides. For help with all physical world things, and including having a more harmonious experience of navigating your destiny, you should connect with the angels, communicate with the angels. They like to bring us peace and love and harmony and make our journey more easy, and open pickle jars for us. They like to do that. In all seriousness, it's the angels that help me with all those things. Just today, my jacket, there's like a little zipper like pocket on the side, and I realized, oh, this is a really good place to put little things that I want to access when I'm out and about and it's cold. And I could not get it. And I was like, I'm not going to ask the angels, I'm not going to ask them, I'm going to do it myself. Like, I can do this, like I can do this, I can get it open. And like after like a couple of minutes, I was like, it's not happening. And angels, please don't unzip it, and like instant unzip, you know what I mean? So the angels are good for that. I realized that this is a topic that I know a little bit about. I don't know exactly how I know or how this all happened, but it did. So I hope you enjoyed this 2-part video on communicating with the guides and angels and loved ones in spirit. And if you have other questions about this topic, please let me know in the comments below. Or yes, that'll be great. Please let me know in the comments below if you would like help connecting with the spirit world. I may be able to help you. And I love helping. Okay, that's true. So thank you for watching. Many blessings and namaste. Have a good day. Appreciate you spending this wild time with me.